Hello, Raw Mithril here once again, and it's time to get back to the Mega Man 10 Perfect Run series. So yes, we're making decent progress here, 3 down already, and also my channel just recently hit 3,000 subscribers. My sincere thanks to all my viewers and subs out there. It truly means a lot to me to know that I can entertain so many people, that so many actually enjoy my work. That makes me very happy, so thank you very much for that. So yeah, I don't know about you guys, but I'm definitely feeling pumped. Let's do this. So yeah, no denying it this time, we're definitely in the sewers. And we're also introduced to Nume. Nume, I believe, being Japanese for slug. The shots from Nume actually do no damage, and they don't even count against a Mr. Perfect run. If they hit, all they really do is cling to you and cause temporary ice physics. We also have Dar Spider, which is basically just a smaller, spazzier version of Day Spider from Mega Man 9. And we have Hiker N. It attaches itself to the plumbing, and depending on what difficulty mode you're playing, it uses different attacks against you. On normal mode, all it has is a single arcing ball shot. Definitely not the worst it could do to you. Yet they still manage to be annoying just in the sheer numbers they attack in. And that was a Shrimparge 91. It's reminiscent of Squirt from Mega Man 2, but not quite as annoying since it doesn't attack quite in those sheer numbers, and also it doesn't have a generator like Lanternfish spitting them out. Still, they are something to be wary of. Even if the name does kind of sound like some kind of seafood convention. Dude, we went down to Cancun for Shrimparge 91, party on! So yes, we'll be covering the lower route in the outtakes. Due to the waterfall coming out of this pipe, without using utilities, you can't really get in there to get that extra life, so we'll just let severed heads lie. Besides, I prefer sticking to the upper path anyway. Of course, once you're up here, the tricky bit is staying up here. The waterfalls are constantly working against that goal, but mission accomplished. Thus we get some shinies, and we also get to destroy Hiker N from behind. Sounds like a good deal to me. If you go from the top down, this room, whoa, isn't really too bad. That was a close call. I'm used to actually taking that upper one down in just 2 jumps, but oh well, we're still alright. But yeah, this room is absolutely packed with these annoying little buggers, and some in some rather troublesome locations. For instance, if you want that shiny, go slowly, or you might get ambushed. And then even once you do get it, you pretty much want to retreat. Otherwise, things go a bit pear-shaped. Yeah, there's another Hiker N that comes from above, and pretty much at random. Yeah, there you go. Hiker N is pretty much constant about where it moves to, but not about how it gets there. Trust me, I know from experience, the angle of attack is different every time. So let's just be careful here. Okay, we're pretty much through the worst of it. Just a few more of these to go. The spiders do their best to make this a hectic room, but it's still not too terribly bad. And this is where the paths meet up again, and it's time for Pump Man. His weapon is the water shield. Yeah, he's the barrier user of this group. He was giving me a fair bit of trouble, but as it turns out, I was fighting him wrong. You can actually shoot the water shield down, and in hard mode that is how you want to handle it. But in normal mode he actually has a blind spot directly underneath him once he releases the shield. Now if you're off-center it will still hit you, so you do have to be cautious about lining yourself up. But overall it still isn't too terribly bad. Once he creates the shield, he'll jump anywhere from 1 to 3 times. If he starts getting too far out of the center, just kind of lure him back there as best you can. If you're standing close enough, you can even shoot through the shield while he's regenerating it, so you can get in a few free hits there. But it's fairly dangerous, so I wouldn't recommend it too much. Due to his large hitbox, he can hit you if you're unprepared to get away from him when he does that. For the most part, he does seem to alternate between high and low jumps. For some reason I thought he didn't do that, but I might have been thinking of the hard mode fight. Anyway, we're done with Pump Man. And I'm quite glad for that. This one was one of those stages that took way longer than it should have. Yeah, with that we get the water shield, which doesn't really change Mega Man's colors too much. The water shield is a pretty decent shield weapon, and once you release it, I like to think of it as what would happen if Power Stone didn't suck. And now that we're halfway through the game, we also get the Rush Jet. Wait, Mega Man, come back! So yes, precautionary save to number 7, in case this doesn't save well. Dear gods, I hope it does. So anyway, that's the halfway point. Yeah, this stage, it really wasn't so bad, but it did have a few errors in it. Enjoy some outtakes. I'm taking the upper path. Oh, you spastic spider! For instance, if you want that shiny, go slowly. Oh, blasted spider! Gimme! If you want that shiny, you need to go slowly, so that you don't get ambushed. And apparently you need to go slowly there too. Bugger! Right then. We also have Shrimparge 91, which does not attack in sheer numbers, so it's not quite as annoying as a squirt. Alright, fine. However, you can actually shoot parts of the barrier away. It makes it a bit easier to get around it once he launches it. He also loves to try and corner you. Due to the water shield, he has a fairly large hitbox, so he has an easy time of doing so. Bugger! Alright, time for the branching path. Down we go. So here in the deeper water, Shrimparge 91 turns red for some reason. And here you kinda want to hug the right wall. Otherwise you might be in for a painful reunion with the Octopus Battery. The enemy list actually calls them R-Suzy. The Japanese name for the Octopus Battery being Adhering Suzy. The R might stand for returning, kinda like Returning Sniper Joe. They kinda behave like Octopus Batteries from Mega Man Powered Up, no longer varying their speeds or rate of attack or anything. So on this path we have to ride these bubbles, and also worry about currents. You also have to be careful climbing ladders because of the Octopus Batteries. They like to ambush you on those. The Shrimparge 91s are also a lot more annoying, such as this little seafood ambush. Here the bubbles work against you, especially with all those death spikes. But one shot will pop a bubble. Go away, Shrimparge 91, I already dealt with you. Overall, this is a shorter path, but it does somehow strike me as a more annoying path. It does have a nice shiny E-tank on it, though. Again, be careful climbing the ladder. And everybody out of the pool. Basically just a lot of Octopus Batteries to handle in this room. And thus we're back to Pump Man again, so that's all there is to that branching path. So now for the difficulty changes. First up, easy mode. Basically, poor Pump Man really got nerfed on easy mode. Basically anything that made him a challenge, yeah, that's gone. First up, his water shield now only has 4 orbs behind it. And that means it doesn't even protect him all that well, you can shoot right through it. Next, he only jumps once between each time of releasing the shield, and it's always a high jump, so you don't have to worry about him jumping 2 or 3 times before doing that. And also, since he doesn't do the low to the ground jump, it's a lot less likely that he'll land on you. So, yeah, that's really easy. Poor Pump Man. And then there's hard mode. The weird thing about this one, though, is that, for the most part, it feels like the normal mode fight again. Though there is one important and rather silly difference. So yes, he's back to having a full shield again. And I could just be imagining it, but it does feel like he maybe puts a little more effort into actually aiming it when he releases it now. But the real difference is sometimes after releasing the water shield now, he'll actually throw his pump handle at you, and it actually hurts a lot if it hits. It goes all the way to the wall before bouncing back, so I find the easiest way to dodge it is to just stay against the wall and jump at the one time as it goes under you. It does leave him open to a few good hits, though as it's traveling across the screen it will deflect your shots, so you do have to fire around it. But overall it's not too bad, and just kinda makes it a silly fight. It's certainly unexpected the first time you see it, though, so there is that. So, really, this one wasn't too terribly bad. Most of my troubles I can attribute to having had kind of a bad day personally when I started recording this one, and also the fact that I was fighting Pump Man the wrong way. Actually, I was fighting him more with hard mode in mind, and thus making things needlessly trickier on myself. Learning the better way to fight him, that made all the difference. Thus, I give Pump Man a 2 out of 10. The stage itself really doesn't make things too difficult. Truth be told, this was the first stage I cleared without damage in order to get the Hard Rock challenge out of the way. The only tricky thing, really, is learning the painful lessons of how to deal with Hikerens coming from above. Star spiders, they can be annoying too, but once you know where they all are, it's not so bad. Pump Man himself, he at least earns some difficulty due to the large hitbox his shield gives him, and the tricky problems of his desire to corner you, and the difficulty of getting under his low jumps. However, knowing about his shield's blind spot when he releases it, that hurts him a good bit, as does the fact that he has the dubious honor, and I use the term very loosely, of having, I believe, the only shield that can be shot away with no risk to yourself. I mean, sure, you can shoot the Jewel satellite down, but each gem you hit will come flying back at you. The pieces of the water shield, they just vanish as you destroy them. As far as Proto Man and Base, once more they have the possible advantage of their speed moves, sliding and dashing to get under Pump Man's lower jumps. But other than that, I don't know that they really bring much more to the table. Base's shots doing less damage, that means he might not be able to eat through Pump Man's shield as well as the others, though his ability to aim might let him get more hits on the shield, so it all sorta evens out there, I think. Thus, a 2 out of 10 seems about right. Not too much of a challenge if you just stay focused. With that, that's the end of this one. Thank you very much for watching, I hope you enjoyed the video, and I shall see you again next time. Until then, fare thee well. I love how it arcs back if it hits you. All it needs behind it is a good solid 8-bit twang sound like a frying pan. I would love that.